Good morning, Veritas All-Stars. Here is your challenge problem from your Google Classroom assignment for today, Thursday, May 28th, 2020. So we've been having a little bit of trouble with exponents when we're doing order of operations problems. So that's the reason why I gave you a whole bunch of practice here with different ways that you might see exponents. Let's see how you guys did. All right, so I'm excited to see how you did on this, and then I'd like you to fix the ones that you got wrong, figure out why you did what you did wrong or why your answer is wrong, and then change it and submit it to me and let me know how you did on your Google Classroom. All right, so let's start with A. Well, let's read the directions first. Write the value of the following exponents on the line. So exponent is the little number here. The little number. You notice that they all have at least one of them. Some of them have two. Okay, so what an exponent is that is telling you how many times to multiply the base number. So this would be the base, the whole number 4, and then the exponent is the little one that's up above it. So what this little exponent means is that you're going to multiply the base times itself that number of times, 2 times. So it's the base times itself. That's the important part. The base times itself. And then you look at the exponent, to see how many times you're going to multiply it by itself. So 4 to the second power, or 4 squared they call this, is 4 times itself 2 times, or 4 times 4, which is 16. So the answer is 16. Okay, when you do 2 to the third power, they call that 2 cubed. We're going to do 2 times itself 3 times. So 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, you don't have to write this out. I'm just trying to show you that that's what 2 to the third is. It's 2 times itself 3 times. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So the answer for 2 to the third power, or 2 cubed, is 8. Okay? Then we have 3 to the third power, or 3 cubed. So you're going to do 3 times itself 3 times. It's not 3 times 3. It's 3 times itself 3 times. So 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. Right? 3 times 3 is 9, and then 9 times 3 gets you to 27. So that's the answer for C. Okay, then we'll keep going. 4 to the fourth power. It's not 4 times 4. It's 4 times itself, the exponent number of times. 4 times. 4 times itself, 4 times. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. And it's getting a little more complicated now, right? 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. But if you don't know that, show your work over here. 64. So 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64, times 4 more is 64 times 4. So don't try to do it in your head, do the math out. It's 256. So then I'm just going to go back and double check and make sure I did it right. 4 times 4 is 16, 16 times 4 is 64, 64 times 4 is 256. So that was a tough one. Give yourself some snaps if you got that right. That means you know your exponents. Nice work. Okay, then we're on E, getting a little more complicated every time. Now we have parentheses with an exponent. So if you remember, PEMDAS tells us we do the parentheses first, then the exponent second, then multiplication and division we do third, whichever one comes first from left to right. So you do division or multiplication, whichever one comes first. And then the fourth ones you do would be addition and subtraction, because whichever one comes first, left to right, you do addition and subtraction. So the reason for this order of operations is because if you do the parentheses first, that's going to have the biggest impact on the final answer. Then the exponents are going to have the second biggest impact on the final answer, so we do them second. Then multiplication and division, and last is addition and subtraction, because addition and subtraction, well, multiplication and division are repeated addition and subtraction. Right? So that's going to have more of an impact, repeated addition and subtraction, than just regular addition and subtraction. So we do parentheses, then exponents, multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction, because we want to get the biggest impact on the problem. We'll do those ones first. So what we're going to do is the parentheses first. 2 plus 5 is 7. Then 7. Now we'll do the exponent because the parentheses are now gone. We used it. 7 to the second power, or 7 squared, is 7 times 7, which is 49. So the answer for E is 49. Okay, first you had to do the parentheses, which is 7. Then you do the exponents. 7 times 7, 7 squared is 49. Okay, now we're going to do each exponent. Then we're going to add them after. There's no parentheses, so we're going to do 2 squared is 2 times 2. The base number times itself 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 5 times itself 2 times. 5 times 5 is 25. 24, or 4 plus 25 equals 29. All right, if you do 25 plus 4 more ones, we have 29. Okay, so since there's no parentheses, you're going to just do the exponents first. Then you do the addition. Okay? Oh, Charlie's crying out there. Hold on, Charlie, 1 minute. Okay, G. Now we're going to do the whole parentheses first before we do the exponents. But you have to do multiplication before you do addition within this parentheses. So first we'll do 4 times 2 is 8. Then we still have 3 plus 8 in parentheses before we do it to the exponent. So first we did multiplication, got rid of that because it's in the exponent. So we got to do everything inside the, it's in the parentheses. We got to do everything inside the parentheses first. 4 times 2 is 8, 8 plus 3. Then we're going to do that to the second power. So 8 plus 3 is 11. Now the parentheses are gone. Now we're going to square what was inside the parentheses. 11 times 11 is 121. The way I know that is 11 times 10 is 110, right? 11 times 10, put a 0 on the end, is 110. So 11 times 11 would be 11 more, which is 121. If you don't know your facts, that's a good kind of way to think about it. What's 11 times 10? And then if it's 11 times 11, it's going to be 11 more, which is 121. Okay, last one. Give yourself some snaps. Okay, it gets a little harder as we go. So now there's an exponent inside. So we're going to do that because it's inside of the parentheses. We do everything in the parentheses first. So we are going to do this one, solve all of this. Then we're going to do it to the second power. The whole parentheses, once we solve that, then we're going to do it, multiply it times itself. Okay, so we're going to do 4 squared. It's inside the parentheses, so we do that first. 4 times itself twice. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 5 times 3, then we'll square all that. So we're not doing 16 plus 5 yet. We're doing the multiplication first. So in the parentheses, we have 16 plus. Since 5 times 3 is 15, we have 16 plus 15. We're still having those in parentheses. Then we'll square that or multiply it to the second power. Multiply times itself 2 times. 16 plus 15 is 31. 15 plus 15 is 30, so plus 1 more is 31. And now the parentheses are gone, so we can square it. That's 31 times itself twice. So that's going to be a little bit harder. Last one, 31 times itself twice. What's 31 times 31? Start in the bottom right-hand corner. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So all we did so far is 31 times 1, which you'll see our partial product is 31. Now we're done with the 1. 1 minute, Charlie, I hear you. We're going to multiply 3 tens. So since we're multiplying tens, we have to hold the ones place with a 0. I put a smiley face there as a reminder that I got to do that. Because now we're doing 30 times 1. But the math we do is we just do 3 times 1, right? We put that 0 there, then you do 3 times 1 is 3. And notice, since this 3 is really 30, it's 31. So 30 times 1 is 30. You see how we have the right place value now. Then we do 30 times 30, but we really just do 3 times 3 is 9, and 30 times 30 is 900. So you see how it ends up in the hundreds place here. Then we add those two partial products, 961. So the answer to this last one was a tough one, 961. It's 31 squared is 31 times itself twice. 31 times 31 was 961. And that's it. Those were tough. Give yourself some snaps. Go back and watch this video if you need to, if you're confused about any of those. But I'm very impressed. Nice job. I want to see how you did. Let me know which ones you got wrong. Be honest about it so I can give you some more that are like that. And that's it. Have a great day, everyone.